Kia ora whānau and welcome back to Losing Yourself. Now, I know this isn't the video that I promised on Twitter, but I needed to get this follow-up video out first. As you can see, Corey and I went back to Bolton Cemetery to see if we could find the clearing where the people were in the last video. Spoiler alert, on the other side of those trees is a road and houses. So, most of this video is to show you the scope of this place and just how many headstones are actually here. Let's go into a little bit of the history. There was a huge controversy in the 1960s over the proposed selection of the cemetery's area for the route of the Wellington motorway. It was temporarily closed from 1968 to 1971 while roughly 3,700 graves, many of which were newly discovered, were exhumed. Many of these were reinterred in the large vault underneath the memorial lawns. See the other video to see where these bodies are. The cemeteries were connected by a footbridge in 1978. The overall damage to the cemetery was so severe that it changed Wellington's outlook on conservation. There are still 1,334 visible headstones and memorials in the cemetery. Less than 600 of these are in their original position. But there are 8,679 people known to be buried here. Wellington's earliest cemetery was opened in 1840 and closed in 1890. Deaths recorded in those early days were often a reflection of the difficulties in the new colony. Drowning, consumption, now known as tuberculosis, and childbirth were commonly listed as causes of death. Soldiers, large settler families, sailors, and especially children predominated the burial grounds. They were later joined by politicians and Māori and Pākehā community leaders. In 1851, after some controversy, the cemetery was split into three sectarian areas, known as Bolton Street Cemetery for Church of England burials, Sydney Street Cemetery, the public cemetery for nonconformists, see heretics, and the Jewish cemetery. Roman Catholic burials took place in the Mount Street Cemetery, which is no longer connected. With imminent overcrowding and concerns about health risks, the three cemeteries were closed in 1982 after the establishment of the Karori Cemetery, with the exception of family members within existing family plots. If you like this kind of content, please give me a like, a subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified, let me know. Let me know that I'm doing something right. Please, thanks. So, my camera decided to start having some issues here. I have no idea what's going on. It doesn't last for very long, but it's just a few clips, so I'm really sorry about that. I just couldn't fix it. So, at this point, we had managed to get down into the area that I couldn't figure out how to get into in the Halloween video, so we're just having a stroll around showing off the gravestones, and then very shortly we find the path in behind them. Don't know what happened to the camera there either, sorry. It's actually supposed to be pointing down the path that I'm walking down, so I don't know what is going on. But you'll see in a moment that the path actually just leads to nowhere. It leads to a drop-off at the edge of the cliff, which goes down to the road. So, I'm still honestly gobsmacked by this. So this shot is where we were standing when we could see the lights. The little white headstone is where we could see the firelight from. But, yeah, that little white headstone. As you can see, I'll get over there in a couple of moments. That white building that I'm pointing at is what I thought I could see the firelight reflecting off. And when I go down there in the next clip, you'll see that it is actually just bushes and cliff, and then there is road and houses. So, you know, I've heard the chanting on the other clip. I can't see the firelight on the video, but if they were really there, they were literally right in front of us, and we had no idea. So, see, look, just bush and cliff and road and street, and it's really not that far from the path at all. It's absolutely horrifying, really, to think back on. Don't worry about that tree, that was just the wind. It was a really windy day, which is why there's no audio from the videos in this. I'm just voicing over everything instead. But there is no way that they could have been that close and we didn't know it. They were literally right there. Bonus footage, we found a bunny.